I still remember the morning the letter came. It wasn't just any letter. It had the HOAS logo stamped right at the top, bold as brass. They claimed part of my family ranch, my grandpa's land, belonged to them now. Said it was community property under some new boundary rule. I laughed at first, thought it had to be a mistake. But the more I read, the colder my hands got. They were serious. They wanted the North Pasture. The same one where Grandpa taught me to ride my first horse. My grandfather. George was 90 then, but still sharper than most men half his age. When I showed him that letter, he didn't say a word. He just stared out the window toward the old barn, his eyes steady and quiet. Then he said, "Son, this land's been ours since 1942. Nobody, not even a bunch of clipboard cowboys, is taking it from us." The HOA president, a woman named Karen Whitfield, strutted around like she owned the valley. She said our old fence line was unauthorized, that her board had voted to reclaim the property for public landscaping. Public landscaping, that's what she called the field where Grandpa's ashes were buried under the oak tree. That's when something in Grandpa snapped. He told me to grab the deed, the one written on yellowed parchment, sealed and notarized back when Truman was president. He drove his rusted Ford pickup straight to the county courthouse, hat on, boots dusty, fire in his eyes. Folks there knew him well. The clerk pulled out a giant leather-bound record book from the archives. There it was, our family deed, signed and recorded decades before the HOA even existed. By the time Grandpa rolled up to the next HOA meeting, the room went quiet. He placed that deed on the table, pointed to the signature, and said in a voice that could cut through stone, "This land's got more history than your entire neighborhood." Then he handed them a copy of the court's letter declaring their claim null and void. Karen's face turned pale. The board mumbled apologies, but Grandpa wasn't done. He walked them to the edge of our property, patted the fence post, and said, "You step past this line again, you'll be trespassing. And trust me, the sheriff's got my back." After that, the HOA never bothered us again. They even sent a written apology, which Grandpa framed next to the old deed. He passed 2 years later, but every time I stand by that oak tree, I can almost hear him chuckle, proud, peaceful, undefeated. Lesson. Some folks think paperwork makes them powerful, but real power comes from roots, the kind that run deep, steady, and honest. Have you ever seen an HOA cross the line like this? Tell me your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If you believe family land and legacy are worth protecting, hit subscribe and stand with folks who still believe in doing right. *.